is a crucial possession for him.
Defense has been causing a lot of rush shots.
Working it around, going inside, and rejected. Oh, what a great swat!
Bring that weak stuff in here.
All right, T-Bags. We back on 2K10. Now, look. Check this out. My boy hit me up talking about, he was like, bro, you gave me a shout out, but you ain't do that, but you were doing that, but talking shit. Oh, man. See, ain't gonna bad about low-key was talking shit. So, we're gonna give my boy a proper shout out, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? They're my brother from another mother, so we gotta give him his respect, give him a proper shout out. This shout out go to Dre 32X. You know what I'm saying? When you be on 2K, y'all know him as McLovin, you know what I'm saying? Dr. McLovin. I am McLovin, however you want to pronounce it, it don't matter. But look, so what we gonna do is, right? I'm pretty sure I got 5 games left. I'm gonna run 4 games in this video. Let me try to schedule real quick. Alright, yeah. I'm gonna run these 4 games. And then on the 5th game, because my boy make music, so on the 5th game, I'm gonna play his song. I'm gonna play one of the songs that I personally like the best out of all the shit he got released. I mean, see, he got more songs that's unreleased that I fuck with too, but it's like, bro, I be telling you, bro, you gotta release this shit so I can add it to the playlist and put that shit on, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? But I'm gonna play that motherfucker on repeat. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, they don't goddamn hit your boy with a, you know what I'm saying, motherfucking copyright, you feel me? Then I'm gonna have to take the song out, and the shout out is still gonna be a shout out, but it ain't gonna have the same effect to it, you know what I'm saying? So, enough said. Let's go ahead and get to this game. Let's get these games quick. Let's get these hoes wrapped up. Cause I'm trying to see what next season talking about.
Now let's check out the Sprite Ice Cold Keys to the game. As we take a look at the Knicks, Clark, what should they keep in mind?
Their game plan has to center around containing Danny Granger. He's the NBA scoring leader, so there's no questions about his offensive acumen. He's the focal point of their scouting report, and slowing him down will be crucial.
Looking at Indiana, tell me, what's going to be the key taking on this Knicks team?
Well, the one thing that's important, Kevin, when you're playing this team is to match their efficiency. They've been on a nice roll over the last 9 games, and their ability to minimize turnovers has been excellent, absolutely phenomenal. They don't make many mistakes, so if you're going to win, you can't make too many either.
So it's Indiana now. Granger with the ball. Hughes covering. Here's Murphy.
I knew I should have stayed right there.
Rebound by Hughes. And the Knicks with the ball. Last time they met in New York.
Kevin, I know their coach had to like the way they played. I mean, they didn't allow too many opportunities, and they stayed focused throughout.
Here's Hughes. Really had troubles in that loss to Boston. To Watson. Out of bounds. Touch last by the Knicks.
Doing them stupid ass sound effects for their passes. Right out of bounds, dickhead.
So it's Indiana now. Granger. To Diener. Gets in close. Scores the opening field goal.
That's the way to manufacture your shot against the taller defender. Solid effort.
Now Robinson. Right now averaging 17 points a game. Robinson. Shot is off, and Indiana will go the other way with it. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
You can't expect to outscore your opponents with that feeble offering from the field that they had. I mean, weak shot selection, poor execution, not enough good quality shots. I mean, that's a recipe for bad offense.
Knicks on offense. Nothing yet up on the scoreboard for them. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Well, I think they squandered a lot of opportunities by trying to play catch-up from downtown. I mean, if you're hitting 35, 40% from beyond the arc, okay, that's fine. That's one thing. but to keep banging your head against the wall when you're not getting through, that's not smart. Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
Top of the key. Here's Magician. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
They got to have a little more patience on offense, Kevin. They're rushing.
Here's Granger. He gets hammered and he'll head to the line. It's going to be on Larry Hughes.
I ain't seen no foul.
And now that we have a moment, let's see the best free throw shooting teams in the NBA. Taking a look at Indiana, right there at the 2 spot. So good.
This is one of the top free throw shooting teams in the league because they work at it. Believe me, they spend a lot of time working on their free throw shooting, and it shows up in games. That's why they're one of the league's best. You know, Kevin, last year, Danny Granger really stepped up as an all-star player and a leader for the Indiana Pacers.
God, I
mean, he's a phenomenal scorer. As a matter of fact, he's the only player in the history of the NBA to increase his scoring average by 5 points a game in his first 4 years in the league. He was a 25-point-per-game scorer, and he does it with three-point shooting, driving the ball to the basket, and knocking down almost 90% of his free throws.
And so here's New York, the Pacers making the shot. Magician connects off the screen.
He'll make that shot all game long.
Easy work.
The defense has got to get over the top of that screen.
Crazy.
No good. So the Knicks will take it the other way. Here's Magician in close. Graceful finish.
Easy look in the paint. The defense got abused there.
So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game. Only 5 games left in the season. Let's quickly take a look at how the playoff field is going to stack up out east. You look at the Pacers. They're 10th in the conference, still looking to claim a spot for the playoffs. And, of course, New York, right behind them.
You know, time is running low. The season is winding down, Kevin. I mean, if they're going to get anything done, they've got to get it done pronto.
And Indiana has possession. It's tipped. Lob, baseline, Foster, guarded by Robinson. It's rebounded by Larry Hughes.
Smart D forced him into taking that mid-range jump shot, and as you might expect, he wasn't able to knock it down.
Indiana on D. Here's Lee, connects from in close. We're now all tied up at 10.
Well, it's almost impossible to miss when the D is playing that soft.
Granger with the ball, guarded by Robinson. 5 on the shot clock. Kept alive. Granger.
No way.
And the foul. Hey, Robinson picks one up. Good for the three-point play.
Send it.
Here comes TJ Ford. The shot is off. The Pacers with the narrow lead.
Well, they've been very aggressive attacking the offensive boards, and that's been a big key for them. However, they...
All right, the first quarter had a lot of good action. I think we'll be in for some more here in the second.
Give me the ball, ref.
And here is Ford, averaging 10 points per contest. And looking forward to next Sunday, it's going to be Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic as they make the trip to Cleveland to play the Cavaliers. That'll tip off at 1 o'clock Eastern Time.
It'll be fun to watch.
Lee gets the bucket.
It just goes to show you, folks, everybody in this league is a pro. Give them a shot like that, and they'll knock it down.
So it's Indiana now. Picked off by Ford. It's one-on-one. Here's Robinson. Lays it in. Sweet dime to lead into the rack. Sweet touch by the fifth-year veteran out of Washington. To Granger. Guarded by Robinson. Prince. A baseline J. The shot is off. And New York takes it the other way. Here's Hughes. From just inside the arc. Indiana trailing here.
Selfish.
Gets the bucket from 20 feet away. 7 points in the game.
Just put the ball in his hands, Kevin, and watch him go to work. He's going to make something good happen.
To Lee. Inside. The jump hook. Scooped up. Here's Magician. Misses the shot over the double team. Indiana leading. To Granger. From deep. No good. So the Knicks will take it the other way. Ford dumps it off. Here's Hughes. Rush gets the board inside.
No defense there to bother the shot, and he still misfired. His coach does not look happy.
Prince misses.
Tough break there, Kev. He found an opening on the floor and got a nice clear look. Just didn't convert.
And here is Ford. Here's Magician.
Boy, my boy jumping like he about to dunk.
The D was lurking on that one, and it was just enough to throw off the shot.
Murphy.
Oh, no.
Off target for three. New York trailing. It's 1-on-1. Here's Magician from short range. Almost a three-point opportunity. Instead, he'll go to the line for two.
Gotta hit both of these.
That's on Tayshaun Prince.
Not a bad foul there, Kevin. You don't want him to get the easy layup.
Shooting.
As per use.
He knocks down the first one. Villanueva is in at power forward. Gets them
Let's
both.
go.
And Indiana has possession. They trail by one. And here's what's coming up next Monday. It's going to be Danny Granger and the Indiana Pacers. They'll be hosting the Orlando Magic. It all gets underway at 7 o'clock Eastern.
They're a lot of fun to watch right now.
Right.
Sometimes folks forget about his decent mid-range jumper. He can knock those down all game given a chance.
Villanueva with it, averaging 8 points a game.
That's a good look. Very nice look.
So it's Indiana now. 1:49 left in the half. Dunleavy. Now Murphy. He's against Lee. Throws it up. Here's Moon. Hits the tray. 7 points in the game.
What a hard-fought game. They're trading baskets, trading elbows, trading attitude. It's a battle.
Lee drops it in on the layup.
I like the job they're doing.
Crazy.
A much better job of getting him involved in the offense here in the second quarter.
And the Pacers call time here. Got a chance here to check out the league's scoring leaders. Now you look at Granger, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
With his unbelievable scoring ability, he is such a security blanket, not only for his teammates, but for his coaches. I mean, this is a guy that you can count on to produce night in and night out at a high level because there's just not anything he...
What the hell?
So it's Indiana now. It's a 5-point game. Down low. Here's Curry inside. Finishes with the soft touch.
Nice speed inside. Sets his teammate up for the easy deuce.
Here's Hansbrough. And the rebound goes to Nate Robinson.
One of the ways where they've shown a definite edge, Kevin, has come on the glass today.
Hughes. Magician leads the game in assists.
Hell yeah, dude.
So it's Indiana now. They lead by one. Lead pass to the middle. Foster down low. Here's Prince. Nets it from the wing. Talk about that rebounding edge, Clark. That's definitely had an impact for them in this game.
Well, I think you open up your opportunities, Kevin, when you can stay strong, in the paint area and control the boards. I mean, that's a critical element in winning basketball games, rebounding the ball.
Now Robinson. Here's Hughes. Nails the tray.
Well, that's an excellent job at getting
How many points I got? 6.
to the bucket. They're
We
rolling
got
to
4
start
assists.
this
Talking
half.
about leading the
Everything
game.
is clicking.
Timeout called the Pacers. We have a moment to check out the results from yesterday's games. It's a road victory for the Toronto Raptors. The Cavaliers falling short there. The Bucks pick up a road win. The Bulls lose in Chicago. Win by the Kings at Arco Arena. San Antonio Spurs going down. And back to the game we go. Now Robinson following the score by Indiana. To number 7. From the
Lot of
wing.
space.
That's good.
He's been extremely active out there, and he has the stats to prove it. Terrific hustle.
Tipped. Murphy, 5 on the shot clock. To Rush. Let's go with the 3. That's good. He has 7.
Beautiful delivery with the bounce pass. He kept it away from the defense, which set up the shot perfect.
Magician. No
No
good.
fucking way.
And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. They can look forward to the Quicken Loans Arena after this game in a matchup against Cleveland. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. And fans, there's more hoops coming this Friday. We'll see Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers as they find themselves at the Target Center to tangle with the Timberwolves. It all gets underway at 7 o'clock Eastern.
You can count on it that both teams want to win.
Yep.
He can't be stopped. He's having a party out there.
Rush inside. Here's Moon. Can't answer back with his own 3.
The D gave him all the space he needed for that 3, but it just didn't happen.
To Curry.
No way.
Kept alive.
No
The
way.
more they'll reach in for the pilfer. You got to protect the rock.
The alley-oop.
No way.
A monster throwdown. Wow. Boom. Excellent defense, and the steal earns him a quick bucket in transition.
You bitch.
Can't connect on the quick shot. Indiana leading. Now Murphy, guarded by 4. The jump hook.
The D served it up on the platter, and he still wasn't able to convert. He's got to be disappointed.
Here's Curry. Drops.
This
6
nigga
points for
taking
him.
Every shot.
So
soon as
it's
he get the
Indiana now.
ball. Like,
A
bro,
2-point
chill out.
game. And the Pacers call time here.
That is why best team don't go. Talking about shit at the corner and shit, bro. Who are you?
A different group set up to go for the Pacers.
Bro, chill out. I'm going crazy. I'm the reason why we ended.
Granger with the ball. The Pacers, with a bucket here, could make it a double-digit game. Down low, Prince laid in softly off the glass. They're up 52-42.
You know, there isn't much that the defense can do to stop them in this half, Kevin. I mean, they're scoring with relative ease. Everything is flowing nicely. The ball movement, the player movement, the passes are right in the shooting pocket. I mean, that's excellent offense. These clubs have been lighting up the scoreboard all game long.
To Granger, guarded by Robinson. Rush. And Lee pulls it down.
Shocking how wide open he was. Even more shocking that he couldn't sink it.
Lee's got it. Here's Ford. Knocks down the trifecta.
Well, the D will live with that one. That's really not his range. So even though he bagged the 3, I figure they'll still let him shoot those.
Cheryl Miller met with Jim O'Brien earlier. Cheryl, what do you have?
Hey, Kev, he wants them to get out in transition. They haven't been getting many fast break points, and he's trying to amp them up and get them running. Back to you, Kev.
All right, thanks, Cheryl.
That's not something you'll see very often. Got the mid-range jumper you wanted, but off target.
New York trailing. 2:04 left in the game. Throws it up for the... Boom! And nobody getting in the way.
Not at all. Major play. Impeccable timing on that alley-oop. They hooked up perfect.
Now Robinson. The Knicks turn it over.
No
Got away
way.
from it. Missed opportunity.
Turnover, but good.
We've seen
pass.
David Lee really having a great game.
He's really in the zone and is racking up the points in bunches.
He certainly has. He's getting all the looks he wants and is finishing his chances.
They need to do something to get him out of his rhythm before it's too late.
Knocked loose. Granger on the free throw line. Rush buries the short-range jumper.
That's too easy. He's got to get to him about 8 feet further out.
Now Robinson. Lead pass to the inside. And that one's good.
Those are the shot opportunities you want, right in the lane.
Here's Granger. Kisses it off the glass and in. 26 points for him.
Efficiency. That's what he's bringing to the team right here in the fourth quarter. Efficient execution.
Here comes Nate Robinson. Indiana on B. Robinson misses.
You got to expect more out of him here. He's had a lot of difficulty this quarter, which in turn is making it difficult for them to cut into this deficit at all.
And Indiana has possession. They have a 9-point lead.
Right on the verge of victory now. They don't need much more than to just take care of the basketball.
To Curry from close range. Nails it from close range. And Indiana has possession. 9-point game. 6-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Granger with the ball. Hughes covering. On the paint.
They're leading by double digits. And I'd say this game is essentially done.
Now Robinson. Picked by Lee. Here's Magician. And the rebound goes to Danny Green. The Pacers walk away with a double-digit victory as they defeat the Knicks 62-51.
Also got down.
For his steady play, Danny Granger is our Jordan Brand player of the game.
Amazing offensive output, scoring nearly half his team's points. He was hard to stop once he got it going.
You had to get 3 fouls. Say less. I got that.
Well, that's it for us. On behalf of Clark Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and me, Kevin Harlan, thanks for tuning in.
This team ice. Turnovers. Get a steal, basically. We got a score. No assists. Oh, damn, I should have looked at what my assist stats line said.
All right, let's take a moment now for the Sprite ice-cold keys to the game. As we take a look at the Knicks, Clark, what should they keep in mind?
Well, they've got to find a way to limit Dwight Howard. The #1 shot blocker in the league. You can't just drive in there and think you're going to get it over top of him. You got to be creative. You got to get your body into him. You got to have your floater ready. And at times, you may need to settle for that mid-range jumper.
And as you take a look at Orlando, tell me, what's going to be the key taking on this Knicks team?
Well, the one thing that's important, Kevin, when you're playing this team is to match their efficiency. Over the last couple of weeks, they've been on a nice roll. The turnover story has really been important. Minimizing the turnovers, squeezing the orange. They've gotten much better in that area. As a result, they're more efficient. The one thing you've got to try to do is disrupt their rhythm and flow. Make them uncomfortable. Try to force them into mistakes.
Now Robinson
hell happened to my
following the
screen?
score
Why he
by
let it
Vince
go?
Carter to the wing. to number 7. Here's Chandler. Off from three-point land. On defense, New York. Their last meeting was in Orlando, where they were unable to fight off the Magic.
Can't really say a lot of good things about areas of their play. Not great offensively, not great defensively either.
Now Robinson following the basket by Dwight Howard. Magician dumps it off.
Save it.
Chandler wasn't careful with his position and gets nailed with the backcourt violation.
Is that on me?
Al Carter
Crazy work.
averaging 19 points per contest. On 7 over Lee, nails it from the left block. 6 points for him.
They're all business here. No messing around right now. Perfect shooting to start.
Chandler kept alive. Right wing. Here's Magician. Trains it from just inside the three-point line. And here now the Magic. 4-point game. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
You know, Kevin, I think it sort of came down to the fact they did not have to deal with a lot of pressure from the defense they were facing. Had they been up against a good defense, it could have easily been a different story.
Now Robinson following the score by Vince Carter. Here's Magician. Dwight Howard grabs the board.
That was a judgment call. He took a quick shot there, and I thought it was a pretty good look.
No way.
Tried to convert on the alley-oop, but snatched away. It's 2-on-1. Robinson sinks the open shot.
Fast break left the defense scrambling to react, and they couldn't get to him in time.
Here's Lewis. Scooped up. Here's Bass. Offline with the layup after the quick pump fake. New York trailing. Chandler can't tie up the score.
Tough break there, Kev. He found an opening on the floor and got a nice clear look. Just didn't convert.
The Magic will keep possession. And we get a moment to check out the team's scoring leaders. You look at the Magic, an exciting team to watch, currently second in the NBA.
They score the ball so well and so quickly because they play with great freedom. I mean, everybody is confident in each other. They know the coaches are giving them the green light. As long as it's a good shot, you're free to take it at any time. And that's how they play. Full throttle all the time with a lot of freedom.
Here's Bass. Connects from in close.
Great pass into the lane. They'll take that one every time.
Keep getting cooked by this large amount of pass.
Here's Robinson. No luck on the three-point attempt. Orlando leading.
Why didn't I let my
The break is on.
I'm not holding the button.
Howard with the forward. He's got 8.
Now that's a little extra hang time there, and he has definitely made his point.
Seen by Villanueva. Tipped. Here's
Never mind,
Williams
one
in
turnover.
close range.
Because he set that weak ass screen, bro. He
Defense
had him
left him just a
jumping.
little window to
And
get
you
through.
bring your man
He just ducked in for the layup. Terrific job.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
I
Now we
did
get
not
a chance to
ask
check
for
out the
this
seating
screen.
out east. 4 games left on the schedule here. Taking a look at Orlando. They've done well enough to be in 5th place in the conference so far. And of course, New York, way down below. And the Knicks with the ball. They trail by 9 points. And here is Williams. 37 seconds left in the first. And so here's New York. 7-point differential. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
I didn't think we saw a real strong outing defensively from them, Kevin. And very few teams can get away with winning, maybe a handful of games, if that, relying solely on their offense. No flash, no frills. I call that a pound cake dunk. Simple and plain, and a good finish.
Here's Hughes. Drains it for three. And here is Williams. The Magic have taken the early lead.
Kevin, their offense has been flowing right from the get-go. It's been fun to watch.
And we end it. Welcome to the start of the second quarter, and so far it's been a great game, closely contested by both teams. And so here is New York. Time to tune in tomorrow, 7 o'clock Eastern. The San Antonio Spurs will be playing away from San Antonio. They will take on the Nuggets in the Mile High City at the Pepsi Center. That'll start at 7 o'clock Eastern.
It'll be fun to watch. The pick wasn't ultra effective, but it got him just enough room for the score.
To Barnes. Kisses it off the glass and in.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfectly.
Lee. Fourth. Kept alive. Here's Lee. Laid in with the D draped all over him. Sweet touch by the fifth-year veteran out of Florida. Ford gets the reach-in call. That's his first foul of the game. Around the league, here we go. A recap from yesterday. Cleveland with the road win. The Bulls lose in Chicago. The Clippers grab one on the road as the Sacramento Kings lose. Out at the Pepsi Center, a win for the Nuggets. The Lakers falling short there. And back to the game we go. And here is Ford. Dwight Howard missing his last shot. Dumps it off. Here's Hughes. Rebounded by Howard.
The defense couldn't close out on the mid-range J, and the shooter made him pay.
Stolen by the Knicks.
Outstanding jump on the ball, Kevin.
Came close to getting the three-point play, but instead he'll go to the line to shoot two. Let's check out the leaders in field goal percentage as a team. Take a look at the Magic. A great team, lots of shooters.
With all of the great shooters they have, it's almost easy to think that they would shoot a high percentage. But there's some other factors at play here. They're unselfish, they set good screens, they move well without the ball, and they're disciplined in that they don't take just any shot. They want the best shot available, and that's usually what they get.
Now Carter. Now Nelson.
Wasted.
From the wing. And it's Carter missing. A tight game here in Orlando. Villanueva to the elbow. Almost a three-point opportunity. Instead, he'll go to the line for two. That one on Nelson.
Tough interior defense means not allowing easy baskets. Good foul.
He's off on the second.
When you're trailing and trying to come back, this is a good way of extending the game. When you've got players that have a knack or the ability to draw fouls, when they attack the rim, they typically can get the call and get themselves to the stripe.
A trifecta by Redick. They're up 23-18.
Why anyone would want to leave this guy alone deep is beyond me.
And be sure to tune in next Wednesday. We'll be in the Phillips Arena to see the Atlanta Hawks. They'll be hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers. The action's set to get started 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
You can count on it that both teams want to win.
Yep. And it's the Magic with the ball after the made shot from David Lee to Lewis. Leads him with the pass. Nelson, no luck.
Little man went up against the big timber and came down with the orange.
Perimeter. Hughes. Doesn't tie it up.
You can't fault that shot since he was wide open, but he may have rushed it just a little bit.
To Nelson. Lewis. To Redick. From deep. Shot is off. So the Knicks will take it the other way. They'll be playing host to Miami for the next game. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand. And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. The Magic changing it up. Now Nelson, averaging 13 points a contest. And here is Ford. 8-point game. Here's Magician. It takes a bad bounce and goes out of bounds. Here's what the schedule says for the New York Knicks and what it looks like. They'll be taking on the Washington Wizards. That'll be the latter half of this two-game homestand. Now Nelson. About 3.5 minutes left in the third. Here's Bass. Got a piece of it. The Knicks with the denial, and it's still an 8-point game. Now Robinson. Good for the three-point play.
Kevin, they've been very efficient from the line today, extremely efficient, especially here in the second half. I mean, they've not missed one yet. 100% from the line, that's strong.
Now Carter dumps it off. Howard on the low block. Nails it from close range. 14 points for him.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open for him.
And here is Chandler. He's guarded by Howard. Swing pass. On the wing, it's Larry Hughes. Now Nelson. 2:43 left in the third quarter. Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. And a quick check now of the NBA's top rebounders. You take a look at Howard, one of the game's best, second in the league.
When you talk about rebounders, this guy is relentless, and that's why he's one of the very best we have in the league. He goes after all rebounds. He never gives up on a missed shot. Whether it's near him or not, this guy's using his body, his quickness, his strength, and everything he has to beat people to rebound.
Howard in the post. Curry meets him. Goes up.
That's his bread and butter. That's his meal ticket. That's who he is. That's what he does. Crash the boards, snatch it down, and then jam it back in. That's outstanding tenacity on the backboard.
Magician. No good. So Orlando will take it the other way. Walks it up.
Things have
And
that
the
shit.
alley-oop. New York trailing. Talib takes it up. Rips it down with one hand. He has 6.
Well, they still have the lead, but they really need...
Now Nelson. 1:42 left in the third. Petrus. Nelson leads the game in assists.
Great assist on that basket. He's seeing the floor well, and he's making some beautiful passes.
Here's Villanueva. Makes the long-distance connection.
He's got major range, partner. You don't expect a big man to exhibit that kind of three-point shooting ability.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Some changes for the Magic. Now Carter. He has 6.
Just put the ball in his hands, Kevin, and watch him go to work. He's going to make something good happen.
To number 7. From 17 feet out. And the shot is good. He's got 8.
They say the mid-range game is becoming a lost art in the NBA, but you certainly couldn't tell it from watching that play. What a sweet stroke.
Now Carter. He's got 8. Inside from short range. Graceful finish.
He's really been efficient in the quarter so far. I love the way he's looking for his offense.
Defended by Carter. Now Lee inside. Lays it in. Sweet time to lead into the rack.
Kev, both teams have ramped it up here in the second half.
Now Carter. He's got 10. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Deflected. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Knicks. And be sure to tune in next Wednesday. It's going to be the San Antonio Spurs on the road. They'll face the Mavericks at the American Airlines Center. It all gets underway at 7 o'clock Eastern.
You know they're going to be extra hyped up for this one.
You're right. 5 on the shot clock. Howard was parked down low and got hit with the 3-second call. And upcoming the schedule for the Orlando Magic. Their next game is at Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Here's Magician. It's blocked. Chandler misses the buzzer beater. Both teams continue to fill it up as we conclude the third. The score, 53-49.
That wide body ass. Does anybody want to see him?
3 quarters have been played, but the outcome remains undecided. Welcome, everyone, to the start of the 4th quarter. Now Nelson. To Carter. Kept alive. Here's Bass. No good on the baseline J.
Kevin, that's the kind of shot you want. You can't ask for better execution on offense. Sometimes they just don't fall. That was a judgment call. He took a quick shot there, and I thought it was a pretty good look.
Should have stepped up a little bit more.
Here's Carter on the paint. Gets the lay-in. Nice bucket by the 12-year veteran out of North Carolina. Chandler. Scooped up to the right wing. Here's Magician. Knocks down the trifecta.
The defense made the mistake of playing off him, and he drained it from deep.
Here's Carter. Drains the easy jumper.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
Curry. It falls.
These clubs have been lighting up the scoreboard all game long.
Orlando leading. To Nelson. Howard. Curry meets him. Puts up the baby hook. Too much mustard on that one. The Knicks have it, and it's a 1-possession game. Curry is inside, working on Howard. From the left block. Good!
He's on fire, Kevin. Just keep giving him the arm.
The Magic still hold a narrow lead.
It's a nail-biter, Kev. This one's coming right down to the wire.
Now Nelson. Deflected. Stolen away by the Knicks.
Kevin, he's starting to pile up the turnovers here in the second half. He's certainly not handling the ball as well as he was early on.
Orlando on D. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. 2:33 left in the game. And Clark, what's changed? Why is he piling up all those turnovers?
Well, a couple of I think the defense has gotten better, Kevin. They've gotten a better read on him, so they're getting into his space and making him uncomfortable. I think he may be fatigued a little bit. When you're tired, you can lose some of your focus. We know about that.
Yeah, he does look tired. Now Robinson following the score by Vince Carter. To number 7. Launches it. That's good.
It's really a magnificent job from the field today. I mean, they're lighting it up here in the second half, and you got to attribute it to their concentration and their ball movement. I mean, they're getting the shots they want, and they're knocking them down. That's exactly the way you practice it. Hit the open man for the great look.
He's got it. Passes there. Shoots from the post.
Nice bucket there. He isn't naturally quick, but he's deceptive. He kept the defense off balance and then took it to the rack.
Earlier, our very own Cheryl Miller had a chance to speak with Mike D'Antoni. Cheryl?
Thanks, Kev. He wants them to get out on the break. He said, the second we get the ball, I want to see guys flying down the court. If you're tired, let me know. Otherwise, put the pedal to the metal. Guys?
Thank you, Cheryl. Now Nelson. In close. Oh, just missed it. But he drew contact, and he'll head to the line.
Tough call, but the right one. Too much contact during the shooting motion.
Hits them both.
Makes them count. Man, this is a tight one.
It's all tied. Going inside.
He's just so clutch. Here's a guy you want on your side with the game on the line, Kevin.
Yeah, me. Here's me, main character, Mary B. Daggett. I ain't gonna jump up.
Here's Nelson.
Reaching down.
It's in!
Easy look in the paint. Defense got abused there.
Now Robinson. He's got 8. Dumps it off. Robinson.
No.
Sean Lewis pulls it in.
Well, it's clear they've got the advantage on the boards in this one, Kevin.
Less than 1 minute left. Now Carter. Here's Nelson. He's off from 3.
That was a blown assignment by the defense, but he let him off the hook.
To the right wing. Magician. Carter pulls it in. And, they've definitely been more active under the glass, out rebounding, out hustling.
Yeah, and if they can continue to create those chances, Kevin, then their momentum, I think, will stay positive, and they'll be able to build on that.
Now Carter.
Oh,
He's got
shit.
18.
They changed the
To
direction.
Nelson. Fires the 3. And that one's good.
So
That's a good look. Very nice.
Coach D'Antoni calls for a timeout. They trail by 3. 7 seconds left in the game. Clark, what's your tip?
You need a 3 here to tie, but there's still some time left on the clock. If you can get a quick layup for 2, I'd take that and then foul.
And the Knicks with the ball.
it's not a 3.
They trail by 3.
When you settle for that kind of shot, that's a wasted possession. That
You
is not
wasted
a high
possession.
percentage look.
The Knicks commit the intentional foul, and they'll try to extend the game.
Good decision, Kev. They're playing against 2 opponents now. The other team
game.
plus the shot clock.
Sinks the first one, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. Perfect from the line, and it's a 5-point ball game.
He didn't get them all, but I think he still put this game out of reach, Kevin.
The Knicks take a 20-second timeout. They're behind by 5. 3 seconds left to the 4th. Clark, what are your thoughts?
They're still trying to claw their way back into this game, but it's futile right now. It would take a couple of miracles for them to win this one.
The Magic win the hard-fought game as they outlast the Knicks 70-65.
Missed that shot.
Time
Looked
for
like
us
it
to
was a
say
two-ball
goodbye.
anyway, so
For
it
Clark
wouldn't matter.
Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and me, Kevin Harlan. Thanks for joining us for this
16, 1, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. That turnover, fucking trash, bro. 2 for 3, 7 for 14. 0 for 2 free throws is trash, too. I mean, I get my points when I'm not focused on assists, but last game I was focused on assists. Only had 8 points, but only had 8 assists, too. So, like, bro, if I can't get 10 assists, I'm not going to focus on it because then I can't get no double-double. You know what I'm saying? Not with these bozos. She only got 426 off of that. Outrageous. It's just game 3. Just 1 steal. Fuck. We playing the Heat. My assist is 3 a game. Steals 0.8. Block 0.2. Field goal percentage is 50. That's not bad.
Well, it's time for the Sprite ice-cold keys to the game. Looking at Miami, tell me, what's going to be the key taking on this Knicks team?
Well, Kev, it's all about valuing the pumpkin. Take care of the ball. They put in work over the last 8 games. The turnover
We
story
gotta
has
lose
really
our
been
last
important.
5 games, Jack.
Minimizing the turnovers, squeezing the orange. They've gotten much better in that area.
So
As a
we can
result,
get a
they're
better
more
draft
efficient.
pick for next year.
One thing you've got to try to do is disrupt their rhythm and flow. Make them uncomfortable. Try to force them into mistakes.
Come on
As
now.
for New York, Clark, what about the Knicks? What's the key for them?
Well, they've got to find a way to get some points on the board, Kevin. Over the last week, their play has fallen off a bit, and their scoring is down significantly. They've got to find a way to
Don't
get
touch
their
me,
offense
bitch.
on track if they're going to shake out of this
Young
slump.
Mike Bees.
And Miami has possession after New York gets the 3. Beasley kept alive.
Fuck you, D-Wade.
Screen by O'Neal. Now Haslem inside. Clips it in off the sweet pick.
Terrific pick to set up that basket. The little things are the big things, and they can always make a difference.
Now Robinson. His last outing, he had 8 points. for the...
That should be absolutely illegal. Impeccable timing on that alley-oop. They hooked up perfectly.
To number 7. Curry, guarded by O'Neal. Picked by Lee. Chandler, behind the arc. Shot is off. And Miami will go the other way with the ball. They beat the Knicks during their last encounter.
Good execution on the break leads to the nice bucket.
Now Robinson, right now averaging 17 points a game. Curry, guarded by O'Neal. And it's Wade with the rebound.
Come on, bro.
Smart
Give me
D
the ball.
forced him
We
into
only got
taking that
multiple
mid-range
points.
jump shot, and as you might expect,
Y'all not
he
giving
wasn't
me the
able to
ball
knock
after
it down.
that.
Wade with it, averaging 30 points per contest. Here's Beasley. Curry rips down the defensive board. New York trailing. Now Lee inside. And here is Chalmers, averaging 8 points a game.
Good job, bitch.
Here's
That's
Beasley on the
nice.
mark from 16 feet out. He has
Yo, that's
7.
the word.
They say the mid-range game is becoming a lost art in the NBA, but you certainly couldn't tell it from watching that play. What a sweet stroke. That's exactly the way you practice it. Hit the open man for the great look.
Right wing, Haslem was parked down low and got hit with the 3-second call. Now let's take a peek at the league leaders in scoring. And you look at Wade, third in the league. He typically dominates out there. He can seemingly score at will.
Well, you know, this guy is such a dynamic scorer. He's got everything in his offensive arsenal that you want to see that allows him to carry his team. I mean, they play through him because he does it all offensively. On the other hand, for the defense, he's an absolute nightmare. You can't figure out what you want to take away from it.
Magician scooped up. Here's Magician. Still can't get it to fall.
Really not enough defensive pressure there to force that miss. He's got to be disappointed.
Here's Richardson. Drains it from short range.
They're really doing a nice job, a really good job of getting everything they want in this quarter. Just good, solid basketball.
Now Robinson. Not on the scoreboard yet. Tried to convert on the alley-oop, but snatched away. Skip pass, down low, stolen by Robinson. And the story we've seen here from the field, impressive shooting, getting off to a tremendous start.
Boy, Kevin, this is the kind of offensive rhythm that can set you on a nice course. I mean, they definitely want to keep that momentum going.
Robinson pockets the three ball.
Kick it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
The Heat with the lead. Here's Wade. Flushes it with the one-handed jam.
There's high percentage shots, and then there are 100% shots. That's as close as it gets right there.
Here's Magician. Can't get the buzzer beater. The Heat have taken the early lead.
Well, they're in attack mode now, Kevin. Every time they get the ball, they're coming right at you, looking for contact, and looking for buckets right at the 10.
The first quarter has ended, and both teams have been lighting it up. The score, 15-10. All right, the first quarter had a lot of good action. I think we'll be in for some more here in the second. And here is Ford, averaging 10 points per contest. And the Knicks with the ball. To number 7. Ford. Here's Hughes. Magician. Wade is covering. The turnaround Jay nails the turnaround jumper. He's got 5.
That's a pretty move there, Kevin.
Yes.
I like how he set that one up. He got the defender on his heels and then busted the quick turnaround.
And here is Chalmers. Wade with it. Gets in close. Gets the bucket and the foul.
That's his first
Good for the three-point play.
Boy, Kevin, I tell you what, with Dwayne Wade, what a turnaround and what a difference being healthy makes. People were starting to write Dwayne Wade off because his numbers and production had gone down. But he was hurt. He was not healthy. Knee trouble, shoulder issues, trying to carry a team. And he did it all without complaining, but you knew he wasn't himself. The Dean team showed you who Dwayne Wade is, and that was the platform and the launching pad for an unbelievable comeback season for Dwayne Wade.
4. He gets hammered and he'll head to the line. That's on Dwayne Wade. Boy, 3 games left until the start of the playoffs. Let's see how the East will look. You look at Miami. They're trying to get in the playoffs. If they stay the course, they will. And checking out New York. They're 5 spots away.
Boy, they've really struggled sliding south in a big way here. So the confidence has waned. As a matter of fact, it's starting to disappear. But on a one win can flip the script and hopefully get them back on the right track. We'll see if that can happen.
And of course, free throws always so important. Here are the leaders. You take a look at Ford, one of the league's best, 3rd in free throw percentage.
Boy, his routine is flawless. He does the same thing every time, and the result is pretty much the same. Cash money from the strike. That was a pretty dominating performance that they delivered. It didn't seem like it ever occurred to them that they weren't going to win.
And here is Chalmers. 5 on the shot clock. Haslam a screen. Here's Quinn. Off the mark from 3. And the Knicks with the ball. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. Last game matched up with the Magic. A tough loss there.
I didn't think we saw a real strong outing defensively from them, Kevin. Very few teams can get away with winning. Maybe a handful of games, if that, relying solely on their offense.
And here is Chalmers. The Knicks making the shot. Snatched inside by Magician. And looking at next Wednesday, we'll see Tim Duncan and the San Antonio Spurs as they make the trip to Dallas to play the Mavericks. It all gets underway at 7 o'clock Eastern.
They're a lot of fun to watch right now.
You're right. So it's Miami now. Here's Quinn. Dumps it off. Wade sinks the open shot.
Boy, he's really special. The defense has to account for him at all times.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. Around the league, here we go. A recap from yesterday.
Dang, everybody got
Out in Charlotte, the Bobcats pick up the win. Detroit taking the loss there. It was success for the Spurs on the road. The Nuggets unable to defend at home. For the Pacers, a good game in Indiana. The New Jersey Nets dropping that one. And back to the game we go. And Miami has possession. The Knicks making the shot. To Beasley, tipped, stolen away by the Knicks.
The lob was a little misjudged, and he couldn't get control of it. A tough sequence there. Smooth finger roll off a strong move inside. That's just money.
Tie ball game. To the paint, up high and down hard.
He's not the guy you would expect to compete in the dunk contest, but he can still throw it down when he needs to.
Now Robinson dumps it off. Here's Magician. Hits the front rim and in. He's got 9.
He can't be stopped. He's having a party out there.
And here's Miami. And they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll apply their skills at Wachovia Center. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Here's Wade. O'Neal shuts it down.
Both teams really matching up well on the board. We've got ourselves a pretty good game here, Kevin.
Now Robinson. Magician. Kept alive to Hughes. Hughes. The 3. And Jermaine O'Neal pulls it down. And I agree, not only matching up off the glass, but in scoring as well.
Yeah, and sometimes it really comes down to maybe
Fuck
3 or 4
me.
possessions, a couple of consecutive second chance opportunities, maybe a couple of stops. That ends up maybe perhaps making the difference, Kevin.
The Heat will hold on to it. Some adjustments here for the Knicks. Here's Richardson, right now averaging 5 points a game.
Ah, shit.
Here's Hughes, 7-point differential. And here is Chandler. Curry is inside. O'Neal's there. Here's Hughes. Off the mark with the 3-ball. Miami trailing. Baseline. Here's Beasley. Lays it right in. He's got 11.
Easy look in the paint. The defense got abused there. And you know, despite the number of turnovers, Kevin, they've still got the lead here.
Wade from inside, scooped up. Here's O'Neal. Count it. The rebound pays off. Nice shot by the 14th-year veteran out of Eau Claire High School. And it's not too often we see a team lead when they're playing like this.
Now that was a long-distance alley-oop. He threw that thing up from a different zip code.
Timeout called the Heat. Take a second now to view the top pickpockets in the NBA. And you look at Wade, one of the league's best, third in steals.
What makes him one of the very best at coming up with steals? He's got the long reach, the long arms, but he's got quickness and anticipation as well. And it's one thing to have those ingredients, but it's another to use them smartly at the defensive end of the floor. And for a coach to have a guy like this, it really frees you up. You just let this guy roam, and he's going to make plays for you at the defensive end.
Here's Villanueva. Beasley gets it, but surprisingly, that's only his second rebound so far. Chalmers, from close range, lays it right in.
Kev, you can't let him get the ball that close to the basket. By that time, it's already too late.
High post.
Come on.
The dump off to number 7. To Douglas. No good. And it's the Heat taking it the other way. They haven't trailed by more than 7. Wade for the lead. Can't take the lead.
Little man went up against the big timber and came down with the arm.
To number 7. In close. It's hauled in by Dwayne Wade.
Well, he doesn't have the softest touch. And with the D right in his face, that made all the difference.
Here's Beasley. Drains it from the low block. He's got 13.
Great assist on that basket. He's seeing the floor well, and he's making some beautiful passes.
Misses the 3 after the nice pump fake. And here comes Wade. Here's Chalmers. Misses the buzzer beater. Well, it's been an exciting game as we finish the third. The score is still close, 39-38. Dwayne Wade has played well. 13 points. Three quarters have been played, but the outcome remains undecided. Welcome everyone to the start of the fourth quarter. Wade with it. He's got 13. O'Neal inside. Curry meets him. Chalmers leads the game in assists.
His height is really an advantage on that medium-range jumper. He can just rise up and pop it right over the defenders and get a good shot every time.
And here is Chandler working on Beasley. Curry from short range gets the land.
Way to distribute the basketball.
And
The fact that I
here's
still got a
Chalmers.
C in the fourth quarter is ridiculous. Like, I can't do nothing productive.
Here's Wade, dumps it off. Beasley, kept alive. Here's Beasley, off target from downtown.
That was a judgment call. He took a quick shot there, but I thought it was a pretty good look.
Robinson,
Anybody following me to the basket
snatched
so I
up
can't get
to
assists.
number 7, launches it, good.
The defense made the mistake of playing off him, and he drained it from deep.
Here comes Mario Chalmers.
Then we got me doing these weak-ass reach animations.
Here's Wade, dumps it off.
I
Chalmers
just got crossed.
drains it from way back.
This is called you must extend your defense, especially on the three-point marksman.
To Robinson. Shoots the 3. Scooped up. Here's Lee, hooking off the offensive rebound.
Snares the offensive rebound, then sends it home.
Tipped. The steal by the Knicks. Robinson. It's off.
He's usually automatic from that close. The defense must have affected it. Well, Kevin, he hadn't had a great game in terms of taking care of the ball and limiting turnovers.
Wow.
A tight game here in New York. Here's Beasley, nails the easy jumper.
Nice speed. That's the way to keep the ball moving.
Magician, 18 feet away, and that is good. And here is Chalmers. 5 points in the game. Wade with it.
There's another giveaway for him now. You know he didn't have a single turnover in the first half.
So it's Miami now. They haven't trailed by more than 7. On the wing, Dwayne Wade. Baseline jumper. Chandler with the rebound. And Clark, you're right. What has happened, he has lost his concentration. Has the defense figured him out?
I think that's part of it, but I think it's both things. It's concentration lapse, and it's also the defense doing a better job of making him uncomfortable. And those are two things that he's just going to have to work through, and I think he can handle.
He does not have a lot of breathing space.
No, he doesn't.
Cheryl Miller met with Eric Spoelstra earlier. Cheryl, what did he have to tell you?
Hey guys, he wants his team to keep active on D. He told them, I want steals, deflections, any way he can get them. Let's get physical out there, and let's put pressure on him. Guys?
Thank you, Cheryl.
You've got to close out on that mid-range jump shot. He's extremely deadly from there.
The Knicks with the lead. Magician is called for the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Great D. He set his feet, took the collision, and got the whistle in his favor.
Beasley.
Kevin, that's the kind of shot you want. You can't ask for better execution on offense, but sometimes they just don't fall.
Now Lee inside. Buries it.
That's a terrific play. I call that a room service dive because all he had to do was catch it and finish.
And here is Chalmers. 5 points in the game. Haslem a screen. Here's Beasley. Drains the easy jumper.
Big time basket in the clutch, Kevin.
Big possession. The crowd on the edge of their seats. Less than 1 minute left. To the right corner. Robinson. No good. That's the Heat taking it the other way. 34 seconds left in the game. To Chalmers. Haslett was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. D-Wade really playing well in this one.
He's really doing a great job of finding the open man, and he has his team working in harmony because of it. It's like he has a second set of eyes.
He is doing such a great job of distributing, Clark. How do you counteract that?
They need to put more pressure on the ball and to try to force him to give it up before he gets comfortable. Foul him to prevent the easy basket. He'll have to earn it at the line.
Good man, Nate. Get it.
Off target on the first. Sinks the second, and that'll put him up by 2. And here is Chalmers. He has 5. O'Neal. And here is Chalmers. Here's Beasley. The Knicks win the hard-fought game as they outlast the Heat 52-50. Magician is the Jordan Brand player of the game and some solid numbers.
Yeah, Kevin, he was really stroking. He shot the lights out, and there was just no one out on the floor who could stop him.
How many points I had? 15, 3, 1, and 1. Yeah, I'm the reason we won.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and me, Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA presented by 2K.
But the amount of tipped passes I had, bro, and one getting like no real progress to my grade is crazy, bro. The next game, Washington. All right, let's get this last game underway. Score at least 9 points. We gotta get a beat,
Let's
bro.
check out the Sprite Ice Cold keys to the game. As you look at Washington, tell me, what's going to be the key taking on this Knicks team?
1.3 turnovers.
Well, Kev, it's all about valuing the
3-point
pumpkin.
percentage,
Take care of the
45.
ball. They've been on a tear over the last 15 games. The turnover story has really been important. Minimizing the turnovers, squeezing the orange. They've gotten much better in that area. As a result, they're more efficient. And one thing you've got to try to do is disrupt their rhythm and flow. Make them uncomfortable. Try to force them into mistakes.
As for New York, Clark, what about the Knicks? What's the key for them?
Well, they've got to find a way to get some points on the board, Kevin. Over the last week, their play has fallen off a bit, and their scoring is down significantly. They've got to find a way to get their offense on track if they're going to shake out of this slump.
So it's Washington. The Knicks making the shot. Jamison in the post. Curry meets him. Shoots from the post. And so here is New York. Wizards beat them last time when these two teams met in Washington.
Scary
Big
ass,
loss
bro.
last
There's a
time they
guard
came up
down
against
there.
this team. They just couldn't handle the fresh legs coming off the bench, taking advantage of their tired defense.
Here's Arenas. The Knicks making the shot. Bench contributions. Always a bonus in this league.
Well, they're all pros, Kevin. Some teams just have a great bench or a bench that might be streaky and surprise you at times. You have to play smart with the ball in your hand.
Bro, what the fuck are you doing? Why don't nobody
The
ever follow me
handoff
to
to
the
Robinson.
paint, bro? I hate
Here's
this
Lee.
shit.
Rips it down with one hand.
He's just hurting their
He ain't
feelings
got the
on that
stamina
one.
to go coast to
New York
coast,
on
bro.
D. They come
They
in
like
fresh
Bill
off a win
Baltimore.
against the Heat.
I think they kept the opposition really off balance for most of the game. They prevented any kind of rhythm or real flow from developing and forced a lot of turnovers in the process.
And the Knicks with the ball, following the bucket by the Wizards. Here's Magician, drains it from the wing.
The defense was slow to set up there and as a result got burned.
Jamison lays it in. Sweet time to lead into the rack.
Good job of leading his man right to the rim for the bucket.
Come on, Jameson.
The dump off to number 7. Here's Chandler. A missed 3. Here's Washington now. 4-point game. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
Well, I think they squandered a lot of opportunities by trying to play catch-up from downtown. I mean, if you're hitting 35, 40% from beyond the arc, okay, that's fine. That's one thing. but to keep banging your head against the wall when you're not getting through, that's not smart.
Here's Magician. Kept alive.
Hey, Gil, lucky he
Bird
stepped
working
up.
off the offensive rebound.
They're really giving them all they can handle here. The defense is having a hard time keeping up.
To Jamison.
Look at this scary ass.
Miller.
He ain't got that type
And
of
here is Butler. 6 seconds to shoot. And as you mentioned, the defense a step slow, trying to defend this offensive onslaught.
Yeah, Kevin, I mean, when they're shooting at such a high percentage like they are, they're really difficult to beat.
Lee's got it, averaging 10 points per contest. Here's Magician on the paint. Finishes with the soft touch. 6 points for him.
Kevin, they've been playing with an awful lot of energy here, getting a lot of offensive rebounds. That's always an indicator of hustle and energy.
Butler on the way. He's guarded by Chandler. Jamison backs him down. Butler stifles the shot. And the offensive rebounds leading to second chance points.
Yep, Kevin, and they have 6 in this quarter. And you know what? That's always a good sign in terms of a team that's focused and energetic. I mean, when you can get to that offensive glass, you're doing some work.
Here's Magician. Connects from in close.
You know, they've really built the lead on their inside game and their ability to convert second chance opportunities, Kevin.
So timeout call here. The first for Washington. We'll see a new set here for the Knicks. And Washington has possession, trailing here by 8. The pass cut off by Magician. That's his second takeaway of the contest. Again, the strong inside game and second chance points quickly becoming a factor.
Kevin, it's absolutely the biggest factor in the game right now.
And Washington has possession, following the score by New York.
That was a steal.
Passes back, right block, inside, lays it right in.
That's a strong finish inside. That's where you want to work your magic, Kevin.
Magician. It's a little
Just
short,
worked his
but gets
shit,
the
right?
friendly roll. He's got 10.
They've been dominant at both ends of the floor, so the early lead is no surprise.
The Knicks have taken the early lead.
Well, they're in attack mode now, Kevin. Every time they get the ball, they're coming right at you, looking for contact.
And the Knicks with the ball. They've led by as much as 10. And looking at next Wednesday, we'll see Kobe Bryant and the Los Angeles Lakers. They'll be playing the Los Angeles Clippers at the Staples Center. That one's scheduled for a tip-off at 7:30 Eastern.
I think it'll be fun.
Fuck!
The
No
Wizards
hustle?
maintain
Why didn't you
possession.
let me die for that?
Here we are, 2
I guess
games
we've
left
already
before the
got
start of the
guys.
playoffs. Let's take a look at the possible field. Take a look at the Wizards.
Wizards up there.
They're in 7th and looking to hold on to that seed for the playoffs. And of course, the Knicks, down 4 spots from them.
Always a challenge when you're in the midst of a second game of a back-to-back, but you got to find a way to get your energy up, get your rest first, and then bring your energy to the court.
Here's Butler, rips it down with both hands. The Knicks with the lead.
Don't touch me.
Magician, defended by Butler. Here's Hill, dumps it down with one hand.
He's not the guy you would expect to compete in the dunk contest, but he can still throw it down when he needs to.
To Blatch. Villanueva on him. Kept alive. Butler to Stevenson with the fadeaway. What a shot!
The defense made the mistake of playing off him, and he drained it from deep.
Come on, New York.
Villanueva to the wing. Jacks up the triple. The shot is off. And Washington will go the other way. To Butler. Stolen away. Knicks on offense. Hughes. Finish off the break.
Beautiful pass there to find this man streaking up court.
Washington trailing. Tries to save it, and it's picked up by the Knicks.
You gotta have a vice grip on that ball in the low post. You gotta really squeeze it.
Hit his leg, and the refs whistling a kick ball. While we've got a moment here, the top free throw shooters in the league. You take a look at Ford, one of the league's best, third in free throw percentage.
Boy, his routine is flawless. He does the same thing every time, and the result is pretty much the same. Cash money from the strike.
Now Robinson. No points for him. And so here's New York. Hands it off to number 7. From about 19 feet. Shot's good. 12 points for him.
He can't be stopped. He's having a party out there.
And looking at next Wednesday, it's going to be Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic. The Philadelphia 76ers coming to town. That one is set for 8 o'clock Eastern.
This should be a good game.
And the Knicks with the ball after Caron Butler's bucket. Here's Magician. Drops it in on the layup.
No one really contested him at the basket that time, Kevin. He's just too good in there to leave the door open for him.
Here's Scola. Connects on the baseline jumper. Nice bucket by the third-year man out of Argentina.
They'd be smart to hold it now for the last shot.
Chandler, the runner, scooped up. Here's Magician, capitalized on the offensive rebound. He's got 16.
Snares the offensive rebound, then sends it home.
Here's Miller. What a buzzer beater.
That's simply a big-time shot right there, Kevin. To have that amount of concentration with the clock winding down is something special. A lot of players don't have that.
Now it's time for our T-Mobile halftime report. All right, let's look at the team stats. The Wizards have been finding good looks, as you can see from their shooting percentage.
Yeah, they really seem...
Start of the third quarter here. You got a close...
Might not be me. I ain't shot no 3.
one for you. Glad you could join us as we get underway. New York trailing. Picked by Lee. 6 seconds to shoot. To number 7.
No, I just sold. Oh my God, calling for the pass and I passed.
Here we go, recap from yesterday. Out in New York, the Knicks pick up the win, so the Heat drop that game.
Damn, that
The
feels
Trailblazers
so
lose
bad.
one on the road as the Lakers come out with the win. Out at New Orleans, so win for the Hornets as the Timberwolves are defeated. And that'll do it for now. Good for the three-point play. And here we go with Nate Robinson. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. To number 7. He's covered by Arenas. Perimeter, the 3, and that is good.
This is called you must extend your defense, especially on the three-point mark.
James with it. Here's Arenas. From deep. Robinson pulls it in.
Well, he got a good look at it, but he couldn't knock it down, Kevin. Those are the ones you typically remember, the wide-open misses.
Buried easily by Magician. He's got 18.
They say the mid-range game is becoming a lost art in the NBA, but you certainly couldn't tell it from watching that play. What a sweet stroke.
Earlier, our very own Cheryl Miller had a chance to speak with Mike D'Antoni. Cheryl?
Hey, Kev, he said to his team that they've got to adjust their focus. He isn't happy with all the open looks. They've given up. He told his team to make it a goal to get a hand up in every shooter's face in the second half. That's the latest from courtside, Kev.
Thanks, Cheryl. James with it, following the Knicks miss. McGee. Butler leads the game in assists.
Just like they drew it up in practice, Kevin. Sweet dish inside.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. There's more NBA coming your way this Wednesday. We'll see Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks. They'll be playing host to the visiting San Antonio Spurs. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock Eastern.
You can count on it that both teams want to win.
Yep. Curry is inside. Alberto's there. Here's Hughes. Rebound by Caron Butler.
No defense there to bother the shot, and he still misfired. His coach does not look happy.
Here's Scola. Lays it in. Sweet time to lead into the rack. He has 6.
Excellent anticipation there, Kev. He placed that pass perfect.
Easy shot. That's good. They cut it to 1.
That's a good decision there, Kevin. He got the shot off early, but he was open and he knocked it down.
Tipped. And so here is New York. And here is Ford. Dumps it off. Hughes. Rebound by Butler.
He had a little daylight there, but he's far from automatic.
Jamison backs in. Here's Scola. Can't hit from the post.
We've seen some good scrambles for rebounds and even a bit of a fight sometimes. That's just good play inside, and that's kept this game close.
Here's Ford. Hits the tray. He's got 7. Here's Arenas. He's got 8. And it is a fight club. So far, these teams are taking down pretty evenly in every department, especially rebounding.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Kevin. I think the score shows that. It's indicative of how evenly matched these teams are. We'll be watching out for who can get the edge down low. That could be the difference.
On defense, New York, a 2-point game. Jamison, a screen. Stevenson. You know what? So the Knicks will take it the other way. Magician, defended by Butler. Right wing to Robinson. Villanueva. Here's Hughes. Here's Magician with 1 on the clock. Stevenson snatches it inside.
Well, he doesn't have the softest touch.
Standing
With
right
the D
under the
right in his
basket,
face,
bro.
that made all the difference.
Here's Stevenson. Jameson keeps it alive.
Running that bitch. Look at your man, Nate.
Fades away. Nails the easy jumper.
Somebody taller than you.
11 points in the game. Now Robinson. Right now averaging 17 points a game. Right wing. Hughes. Kept alive. Here's Villanueva. Nails it from close range.
Easy look in the paint. The defense got abused there.
Washington trailing. 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Stevenson to the right wing. To Jamison. The jump hook. That's good. And we're now all tied up at 46. And here we go with Nate Robinson. Here's Villanueva, hits the 15-footer. They're in front, 48-46. Jamison misses the buzzer beater. Well, it's been an exciting game as we finish the third. The score is still close, 48-46. Welcome back to what's been a fantastic game, closely contested by two teams obviously want to win it very badly as we begin play in this much-anticipated fourth quarter. Here's Arenas. 8 points for him. Magician gets the reach-in call. That's his first. foul of the game. Chance now to check out the Washington Wizards' upcoming schedule. Next up will be a home game matched up against the Pacers. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Here's Miller. He has 6. The handoff to Miller. Here's Oberto. Gets it to the ball.
These clubs have been lighting up the scoreboard all game long.
Deflected. The steal by the Wizards.
The defense anticipated the kick out the whole time.
To Arenas to take the lead. Does not get the go-ahead bucket.
He's normally pretty accurate around the rim, but he couldn't make the layup that time.
And so here is New York. They've led by as much as 10. Robinson can't hit the jumper after freeing himself up with the pump fake. Here's Butler from short range. Flies in for the layup.
Beautiful delivery with the bounce pass. He kept it away from the defense, which set up the shot perfectly.
Now Robinson. And here is Chandler. Baseline jumper gets the bucket.
Terrific look. Easy bucket. That's how you run your offense.
Washington calls timeout. Earlier, our very own Cheryl Miller had a chance to speak with Mike D'Antoni. Cheryl?
Hey guys, she told him it's time to turn it up a notch. She said there's plenty of time to rest later. Right now, I want you to go all out. Kevin.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Because that's only his first giveaway for the game.
Magician.
That shit look
We've got a tie ball game on our hands. And here is Butler from down low.
what the
Gets it to go.
More string music, Kev, and it's a beautiful sound. He's feeling the groove right now.
Now Robinson. Curry. Laid in softly off the glass. McGee is in at center. Here's Arenas. He's got 8. Here's Miller in close. Flips it in for 2. Now Robinson. 2:33 left in the game. The inside. He's up against Jamison.
He's been extremely active out there. He has the stats to prove it. Terrific hustle.
Butler drains the easy jumper.
Kev, both teams have ramped it up here in the second half.
Swing pass to the right wing.
They need to make the most of every possession. And desperation threes like that simply won't get it done.
Bro, I wasn't desperate. It was a perfectly executed
To Arenas.
time, position, pass, the whole thing.
Here's McGee. Flushes it with the one-handed jam.
You just
Too
ain't got the
easy.
stamina, so
Far
I
too
missed.
easy.
New York trailing. Chandler. Picked by Lee. Rebound by Jamison.
Given his sorry shooting touch, you'd think he'd know better than to put that shot up. Well, there's another reminder.
Here's Miller for 3. Can't hit. And New York takes it the other way.
He went into the stratosphere to pull that one down. That man can elevate.
Chandler. Yes, from downtown.
Oh, that's much in the clutch. They needed that one, Kev.
Blatch is in at center. Jamison with it. He's got 13. Here's Arenas.
Kevin, he's having some problem holding on to the orange right now. I mean, during the first half, he had just one miscue.
Less than 1 minute left. Here's Arenas. He's got 8. Big possession. The crowd on the edge of their seats. He was looking great earlier on. Doesn't seem to be as in here in the second half.
You know, sometimes that halftime break can cause a player to lose his focus and he can go a little brain neutral on you, but hopefully he can regroup and get it back.
Shift gears.
Yeah, hopefully.
The Wizards will go for the intentional foul. They still got to foul them a second time to get into the penalty and send them to the strike.
Yep, he'll send them to the line and hope for some misses. That's their only hope right now.
The Knicks with the turnover.
Well, Kev, when you hurl long passes like those, you're asking for trouble.
Blatch is in at center. Here's Arenas. Right now averaging 21 points a game. Stop the run. The Wizards will foul to stop the clock.
That's exactly what they need to do to stretch out this game. Smart foul there.
MVP, come on, chat. MVP, come on, T-Max. MVP, come on, crowd. MVP, where y'all at?
Good on the first, and that gives him a 4-point cushion. Blatch will head to the bench. Doesn't get the second. The Wizards with their last timeout. They're behind by 4. 12 seconds left in the game. Clark, what are your thoughts?
Every second counts now. You got to score quickly, then foul.
Here comes Arenas. He's got 8. Here's Butler. Can't make the open shot. The Wizards commit the intentional foul, and they'll try to extend the game.
He saved an easy bucket there with the foul. He'll make them earn them at the line.
Stand up and acknowledge me. Throw your ones in the sky.
Sinks the first one, and that puts them up by 5. Blatch will come off the floor. Perfect from the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And that'll do it, Kevin. Those last free throws were the icing on the cake.
And here is Butler. Jamison. It's in! The Knicks win the hard-fought game as they outlast the Wizards 64-60. Magician is the Jordan Brand player of the game, and some solid numbers.
Yeah, Kevin, he was really stroking it. He shot the lights out, and there was just no one out on the floor who could stop him.
Well, that's it for us. On behalf of Clark Kellogg, Cheryl Miller, and me, Kevin Harlan, thanks for tuning in to NBA Basketball on 2K Sports.
Stupid. Oh, man, getting a block. I also didn't have no turnovers. 10 for 15, 0 for 1. I did miss a 3. 3 for 4. 2 offensive rebounds, 1 foul. I think I fouled Gil. I fouled Gil the last time we played them boys. It was an intentional foul too. Alright. Let's do an upgrade before we get to that last game. And my free throw only at 45. I have to upgrade that. My defense is trash. I'm gonna start upgrading my defense when I get more coins. Also 55, yeah, I should have the ability to die for those balls. Left. Alright, if you made it this far to the end, much love, much respect, much appreciation. You already know the deal. All I need you to do is keep it crispy. Nothing more, nothing less. You know what I'm saying? Just stay crispy. 1.